Hello, Parvathy. Nice to see these new essays from you. Good job. I want to get right into it. Before we do, I want to look a little bit at the length of this essay. It seems rather long. Now, there's no word limit for IELTS, so it's not like you have to write 300 or 350 words. The sky's the limit, essentially, but my question is in terms of the time. How long did it take you to write this essay? Remember, you shouldn't use any more than 40 minutes to do this, okay? So keep that in mind when you are writing these essays, that 40 minutes should be the absolute maximum it takes you to write. So now that we've said that, let's get into the actual essay itself. The topic is vehicle-free days, and if the benefits outweigh the disadvantages. Let's see what you said. Experts throughout both the developing and developed world have debated whether there should be restrictions imposed for use, right here, of private and commercial vehicles on certain days of the year. However, permitting public transport on the off days or other means of measures should be taken instead. Okay, it's fine. It's a little awkward. I can't even really pinpoint one particular place where it's awkward. It's just the syntax is a little funny. So here, whether there should be restrictions imposed, etc., etc. However, on these days, permitting public transport or other measures. And then maybe just that would have been okay. But the way it's written was a little just funny. Okay, some believe the latter, yet personally, I believe that the former brings more benefits. Okay, what is the former? Restrictions for private and commercial vehicles, whereas the latter is permitting public transport. So how are these opposed to each other? Anyway, let's see what you have to say about this, because the way you phrased it doesn't make your position 100% clear. Let's see what you say later on. Okay, so this essay will discuss both sides using examples from the UK government and Oxford University to demonstrate pros and cons of the arguments. Okay, lovely. On the one hand, careful with your typing here. So on the one hand, there is ample evidence that shows that days off from the widespread usage of vehicles would affect the flexibility, reduce mobility, and even affect businesses. Okay, not the flexibility. The flexibility of what? I mean, it's just not clear. So either explain what it is you're trying to say or just leave it out. These would have been fine. You could have said, would reduce mobility, thereby affecting businesses, is something you could have said, and that would have been really nice. Okay, moving on. The central reason for this is twofold. Firstly, when the public is banned from the usage of their vehicles, they would lose, not they would lose, but they lose without the would. They lose the freedom to move around, which might lead to other problems. Like in the case of emergency, one has to depend on public transport. Secondly, the income of businesses would be affected as they cannot make their deliveries or receive goods, which could lead to an increase in transport cost. For example, the recent empirical research by the UK government demonstrated that over 35% of businesses' turnover reduced over the last 5 years due to such a policy or such policies. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that although the free days seem like a simple restriction on the public, it undoubtedly has an impact on the society. Okay, I like that. It's nice. You developed your ideas, which I'm really happy about. So well done there. Let's go on to the next body paragraph. On the other hand, although there is a case for environmentally friendly cars, enterprises, and parking garages, the impact of reducing privately owned cars, tractors, and motorbikes, even if for a few days in a year, cannot be overstated. This is largely because the frequent use of vehicles has real environmental cost. Okay. This is vehicles are major sources of urban air pollution as well as gas emission. For instance, an extensive study by Oxford University reported that road traffic is the source of 1/3 of all human air pollution in the world. Consistent with this line of thinking is that car exhaust contributes to acid rain, carbon dioxide, and lead, which cause global warming and damage to human health. In addition, days off from vehicles would be a constant reminder to the public of problems associated with the environment, which is usually seen as a future concern. That's very nice. Thus, it is possible to state beyond doubt that not using privately owned cars on selective dates has tremendous impact on the environment and society. Okay, so here you're saying how it's beneficial to have these vehicle-free days, right? And here you're talking about the negatives of this. Okay. All right, it's fine. Let me just double check. All right, it's nice. So, your conclusion now. From the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that although there are downfalls when vehicles cannot travel freely, the benefits derived from limiting or banning private vehicles on certain days are greater. It is predicted that more countries would adopt this policy in the coming future. All right, your conclusion is perfect. It's very nice. So, I know there was an area in the beginning where I had some problems, okay, where it just wasn't 100% clear, so that's something I would really like you to revise. But on the whole, I liked it. Also, I would like you to let us know how long it took you to write it, just because you did develop your paragraphs so much, and it was rather long. All right, so let's move into your second essay here. It's the school subject preferences in New South Wales over this period of time. So the given pie charts illustrate the preferences of school subjects in New South Wales for two periods, 2014 and 2017. Overall, what stands out from the chart is that geography is the most popular subject. Well, not is, but was, because it's in the past, was the most popular subject among the students in the period of 2014, whereas biology superseded this in 2017. Okay, let me just double check your figures. You're saying geography. Let's see, geography 27, yes, and then biology 24, yes. Okay, then IT is one of the least preferred subjects for both years. Yeah, that's true as well. Okay, fine. Looking at the details, the biggest portion of the chart for 2014 is geography, which was 27.2, followed by maths 27. Hang on a second, how is that possible? Let's double check your figures. Maths is 27.3, 27.7. So it looks like you had a little problem. Here it is. Yeah, this was supposed to be 27.7. Let's just double check it together. Yeah, that's where the problem is. Okay, so you messed up your number here. But you want to be careful with that because that's considered inaccurate data from the view of the examiners, and that's really something you don't want to do. Okay. However, the preference changed in 2017. Biology took, not takes, because it's still past tense, it's still a year ago. So biology took first place, followed by physics at 24.1 and 21.2 respectively. On the other hand, IT remained unpopular for both the years at 1.2%. Preference for maths more than halved from 27.3 in 2014 to 12.2 in 2017, while history increased dramatically from 1.2 to 19.4, okay? In 2014, chemistry had the lowest proportion of preference at only 1%, and in 2017, this subject does not even appear in the chart. Okay, there is something about PE, is there not? What I want to make sure here, Parvathy, is that you've included all of these. Now, these are considered key information. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 subjects. So what I have to do now is make sure that you've included all of them. And guess what you left out? You left out PE. Okay, let's see, where is it? Here, 8.7 and then 3.2. So is it a really important figure? Not really. However, it's still part of the key information. I mean, you've basically given me 7 features. Well, there are actually 8, and so I don't get a really accurate representation of what the pie chart is. So you really should not leave out any of this information outside. Even if you don't discuss the figures in great detail, you have to at least mention the name. It's considered a key piece of information. So that's really important. I hope I can stress it enough that you need to absolutely include all of the categories in any of these charts, pies, or whatever. I liked what you wrote, though. It was nice. It was organized well. I could follow it easily. So well done. Just remember what I said about including all the categories, even if it's just to name them, okay? So that's the end of this correction. I hope you found the feedback helpful. Keep on writing, keep on correcting these and adding to your error correction list. I'll be here. I'll be waiting to see what you write next, so I'll let you get to it, and good luck.